All right, guys, let me get, here we go. Got Coach Morgan, and I'm Matt Miller, and we're doing a Mondays with Matt session right now. It is a beautiful Monday afternoon. One of us here has a pregnant wife at home that ready to pop. So I don't know how many more of these Mondays with Matt we will be able to do, but we are streaming this to the base team Facebook page, and we're going to record this and get it up on our base YouTube page as well. We're going to keep this to an hour so that people, when they're riding on the trainer, they got something nice to listen to, or if they want to watch it, it'll be made available there as well. So Coach Morgan Latimore.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, my friend? The people's coach. We met Ironman Florida 2017.
Yeah.
3 years ago. And what a difference the last 3 years has made, and what a difference 2020 has made for all of us in trying to stay positive, keep up with our training, with everything that's going on in the world. And you've always been such a breath of fresh air and positivity. So I was like, man, I really wanted to be able to have this discussion with you and share it with my team and share it with the world. So give us an introduction of yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, there's people, like he just said, I'm the people's coach. That's what I'm about. The people. I'm about helping us be better, be more motivated, be more pure heart, right? Because this, just like the base community, right? Everything we do in the endurance community is about us. The whole reason that most of us are doing this is because of the camaraderie that we get from endurance sports in general, multi-sports, running, cycling, swimming. And I kind of was drawn to it, right? I'm a Marine by trade, right? I am in the Marine Corps. I've been in the Marine Corps about 22 years. And I like that team spirit. I like that team atmosphere. And it's crazy because, like you said, 3 years, man. And golly, because I remember 2017 when I was doing Florida, I was doing my Ironman before I did Ultraman Florida. Right, I did Ultraman Florida in February 2018. So I was doing that race to make sure I had my prerequisites to do Ultraman. And I remember it because I had a great race. I was Ultraman trained. So I was like, it was a nice race. I had fun. I didn't focus on nothing crazy. And I remember stopping at the end and you're so in those things. So you cross the finish line, your body starts to do weird stuff, right? And I end up in a medical tent. And what they gave me, it was giving me, base salts, and I was like, oh, okay, now I'm better, right? And so I remember, I talked about Matt. You were telling me like one day I'm gonna, be doing this in other races for Ironman, and the next thing you know, I start seeing you in races in other Ironman, right? And it's just crazy how things come, so far. Like we it seems like it's just like a split second, like it was just the other day, but it's been 3 years. And we've both come a long way in building our brands and building, our presence in the community. And that's been big to me, man. The whole time I've been a part of this, from Ironman to working for Paula Newby Fraser Rock Huddle. And so I've always been like, welcome. And I've loved it, right? And so I got to the point, I remember one time Bob Babbitt told me, he said, if we can do anything for the endurance community, it's give back. Right. And that is what I've been doing. I want to make sure that everybody has the energy, the knowledge, the discipline, whatever it is, to just keep feeding the endurance community. Because we can say like we ain't doing this or we ain't gonna doing this, but nothing lasts forever. Right. This pandemic, all this junk, all this craziness going on, we're gonna get back to it, but we have to stay strong and resilient right now. Right. And so I've dedicated my time, my life, to practicing resilience, to teaching resilience, to mentoring resilience, to anything I can do to keep our endurance community strong. I want to do that on a daily basis. So I hit the motivational videos. I do the voiceovers for Ironman. Anytime I can get in front of people and inspire them and just hey, we'll get through this soon. We've been through crazier stuff before. We've all had our different type of pandemics in our life, right? It may not have been a disease or something like that, but there's always something that has affected us. And we, on the beginning side of it, we didn't see ourselves getting through it. But then we get on the other end, it was like, I did that. You know what I'm saying? So, so I just get out there, man, and try to just help people. That's the key, brother. Do the same thing you do. Bring them together.
You know, I think helping people, I mean, that's exactly what you touched on. And, you know, to me, man, I think that's fantastic. And I keep watching you on social media and all the stuff that you're doing. So you're a coach. You live in North Carolina. What city in North Carolina do you live in?
Jacksonville, North Carolina, the home of Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune.
Okay. And when were you in the Marines?
I'm in the Marines now, brother.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. Most people don't know that. Don't worry. Most people don't even know because you don't usually see me in my uniform, nothing. And they're like, how do you do that and this? It's called time management skills and grinding. That's what I do, right? So I've been in the Marine Corps 22 years, going on 23. It's kind of made me who I am, but it's one of the pieces that has made me who I am, the leader, being able to mold people and mold lives. I get young, gentlemen and young ladies from the, coming into the community that join the Marine Corps, and we have to mold them and send them back off into society better than we got them, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of the same thing as coaching, right? I got to a point where I was like, I'm getting close to retirement. I'm over. I can leave whenever I feel like it. But what did I want to do, right? I love mentoring. I love teaching. I love like helping people. And then I love fitness. I really enjoy it, right? Some days I wish I didn't get these hard workouts that my coach gives me, but I still enjoy it. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. So I kind of got into it, and I just like, oh, this could be a good business. I can make some money, right? And it's like, it always looks good, like, oh, and Gucci on the outside, real nice and shiny, right? But it was hard in the beginning, right? But somebody told me, my mentor, John D. Bernardo out of Oceanside, he told me, he's like, when you do it for the people, everything else will work itself out, right? And I shifted, and I started doing it for the people, and I'm like, forget the money, right? The people are the payment, right? The gratitude that you get from them, the community that you get from them, because like, as a businessman, right? Like, it's just like, we need to function because we got to take care of our families, right? But it's not a job or it's not work when you enjoy what you do. And the part that makes us enjoy it or helps us enjoy what we do is the people, like literally, right? The stories that you hear, like base salt saved my life. I was at mile 10 on the marathon and somebody gave me a base salt, right? Matter of fact, I ran a race in North Carolina and a lady said, I dropped all my base salt. Do you have any more vials with you? I was like, yes, I do. And I handed her one, right? She said, God bless you. And she finished the race, man.
Right.
And you're able to give back, and you're able to give a piece of you, your hard-earned work, your vision. And it's just like, there's no better payment than that, man. There's really no better payment than seeing somebody else's life change because you did something, to help someone else, right?
Wow. So that's fantastic. Now let me I'm going to take a guess here because your email has 79 in it. So are you 41 years old?
I'm 41. Yes.
41. So you went into the Marines right at 18, since I'm doing the math here. So talk me through it. Where'd you grow up? Like, where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school in Kansas. I'm from East St. Louis. We kind of transitioned to Kansas City, Missouri, where I went to high school and we lived. Very rough upbringing, from the ghetto type thing. Crazy life, man. And I got to the point where I seen a lot of people doing things that I didn't want to be involved in. I saw a lot of people going off to college that just come right back. And I was like, I want something more, right? I need to get the hell out of Dodge before I get pulled in, right? I've had brothers in the penitentiary. I've lost a brother to murder, right? And so I didn't want to be a part of that world anymore. So I decided to shift my life. And I said, and I was a kid, man, 18 years old. I'm like, the only way to fix this to get the hell out of here. That's the only thing I knew. And I took that hood upbringing to the Marine Corps, but they wasn't having it. They wasn't having it, man. And they shifted. They do what they do. They break you down. They teach you, and they like, this is who you need to be. And they have made me and molded me into the leader that I am today. And it's because a lot of mentors and great leaders that I'm able to coach people, that I'm able to, have a stronger voice. Because I mean, I used to be scared to read out loud. I used to be scared to get in front of people because I didn't spend a lot of time in school because I was bad. So my English is not great, my grammar is not great, and I was intimidated by that because I cared too much of what other people thought. So I was never able to believe in myself. And when I let that go, when I got the confidence to get in front of people, like I tell you now, like put me in front of them and I'll do the rest.
Wow. So you went into the Marine Corps 23 years ago. Let's see. So 1997, that's probably when you graduated high school, 97?
98. Yeah, we're going on 23. Not yet. We ain't hit 23 yet.
And where did you go? You went from Kansas, and then did you go to Oceanside or?
No, well, I went to San Diego. So I went to boot camp in San Diego, California. I didn't know nothing about California then. That was my first time actually out of the state, really, as a young adult. Went there, and it was just the beginning, right? It was nothing like glorious or great. I've moved about 11 times in my adult life and career because of the Marine Corps, going from Oceanside, California to Japan to Albany, Georgia, to back to Japan, to being stationed at home in Kansas City, being stationed in Oceanside, right? And I just got moved all around, going to Afghanistan, Greece, different deployments and things like that. So, yeah, man, it's been an adventure, and I ain't done yet. So.
All right. So where in Japan did you live, man? In 1997, I lived in Tokyo.
Really?
Yeah, you could. You could ask LJ and a couple others, Danny Freeman. I've shared some of the pictures. I was smiling for the camera, and boy, it was interesting. So where in Japan did you live back in the day?
Okinawa. I was on an island. Yeah, Okinawa. It's almost like the easiest way. We took over some stuff back in the war, so Okinawa is one of those places, but it's nowhere. If you think of, most people don't remember this, but like Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
He was from the island of Okinawa.
Uh-huh.
Right. So that's where all the bonsai trees and the crane thing, whoa, type stuff was going on, man. So it was good. I went over there and I actually practiced martial arts while I was there for a few years. And it was just really good seeing a different culture. I love other cultures, man. I love it. I love diversity. I love food too. So that's a big thing.
Okay. I got some dogs over here. They're
no worries.
Going a little crazy. So you've lived in Japan. You lived all around the world, and so then how did you get into the sport of triathlon?
Oh man, that's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stop barking, bro. Like, this is live. That's why. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen now.
This is what you do. You gotta get the dogs out of the house when hey, stop. There.
But
bring the dogs to work. But yeah, tell us how you got into the sport of triathlon.
So I moved to what was it? 2013. Yeah, I moved to Oceanside. Yeah, that's when it was. And I got I basically was I met name is Tu Tran. I think he's on the Wadi team now. Tu? Yeah. And I saw him at the pool, and I was no swimmer. I wasn't a triathlete. I wasn't nothing. Right. I've been running, and I wasn't even really swimming then for real. And he took me under his wing, man. And he just like, hey, just roll with me. And then this is when Endurance House in Oceanside was actually opening up. John DiBernardo was the owner, right? And we went there for the grand opening, and then I met so many people. Gina Thomas, the race director of Oceanside, or the former race director of Oceanside, right? And I met all these people, so I got involved with volunteering a lot. And then so I was volunteering, in most of the races that Gina was at. And so I started to be around, I like to volunteer a lot. I started to do it so much where they were like, hey, you want to do a bigger position? You want to be a captain? You want to run an area? And then, I don't know if you knew, but like Paula Newby Frazier, Rock, Fear, Fury, and Paul Huddle, they were Rock Fry and Paul Huddle. They had their own little event company, right? And so I worked for them for a while.
With
for a couple of years.
With multisport.com?
Yep, I was working for them as a race director. We were doing like pedal for the cause and little small events. And one year, Gina was doing something else, and they said, "Do you want to be the race director for pedal for the cause?" You talking about like it was volunteers from San Diego to Temecula, way out in the wine country, and they asked me to do it. I could handle people. That's easy. I'm a Marine. I can handle large masses of people. That's what we do. And started working with them. And then it got a couple years went by, and then they needed volunteer director for Oceanside. So they was like, hey, Morgan, this is what we're about to hire somebody. Are you interested? I was like, yes. Let me see if the Marine Corps is going to move me somewhere else before I say yes to the job. But the Marine Corps left me in place. So I started working for Ironman. And I was the volunteer director for Super Frog, Oceanside, and Super Seal, right? And I really got involved in that. It was at one, excuse me, it was at basically a post-event thank you party that, they were giving us, Paul and Paul and Paula, they were throwing in Rock, they were throwing this party to always say thank you to us. They are always like thanking us. And I remember that. And Paula came to me and said, Morgan, have you ever thought about being a coach? Right? Like Ironman has this new program called Ironman U. I was like, what is that? And she's like, I think you would really like it. I think it'd be really good for you. And I didn't really, kind of brush it off at the first. And then I gave it more thought, and I was trying to get people to kind of like do the business with me. Nobody did it. So I said, you know what? The hell with it. I'm just going to do it by myself. I got certified, and the rest is history. Right. And so I built it from nothing. And now we have probably about 40, 50 athletes. I have 2 other coaches that work with me, and I grind, man. And I also work for U.S. Master Swimming. I actually certify swim coaches and adult learning to swim instructors, throughout the United States. And I'm deep in the community, man. I'm just trying to bring the knowledge that we don't have as much of, right? Because I want to kind of change the sport in the sense where I want to make sure the coaches that ain't doing it right don't get athletes. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I want to be around them because I've heard a lot of stories. So I've got very passionate about creating the right experience for athletes, right? Meeting them where they are, doing the things that other coaches don't do. Communication, right? Treating them like people, not a commodity or a product. And so I've learned all that from, that time with multi-sport, my time with Ironman, and just the endurance community. Because every time I've done it for any reason other than the people, it's been hard. But when I started to focus on the people, life has got a little bit easier, right? Business is never easy, but life has got a little bit easier. And yeah, man, that's kind of what brought me to here. And I've been doing all kinds of stuff, ultra stuff. I did the voiceover for Iron Man, working with Hoka now, just trying to really get out there and get involved in the endurance community as much as possible, anywhere and everywhere. I want to make sure I spread that knowledge to the masses,
Yeah, so I'll tell you that, when we were talking earlier and we were talking about how small of a world this endurance sports community is. So my history, I did my first triathlon in 1988. And I was 12. I was racing Iron Kids, and then continued on because as I mentioned earlier, I was a swimmer. And then when I went to college, our swim coach was Coach Teal. And Logan, his son, is on the team, and he's watching right now. And so every year we would swim.
Hey, Logan.
Yeah, and we would swim. We clearly, but we biked and ran. So we put on our own little mock triathlon. I graduated college in '98. I continued to do them. so in 2000, I decided to move to Los Angeles, and I get out there, and I'm at a Memorial Day party. I'm 23 years old. I meet a girl there. You know, we're young. We're in Los Angeles, and I've been racing triathlons, and she's like, "Oh, I know a triathlete," and so you're thinking she's going to say something like, "My friend Bob does triathlon."
For sure.
Now, mind you, so this girl, there's an actress named Leslie Bibb, and so this was her sister Kim Bibb. We're right in the middle of Hollywood, and I'm like, "Oh, you know a triathlete, huh? Who do you know?" She's like, "Now, mind you, never done a triathlon, doesn't swim, bike,
Yeah.
run, anything, right?" She goes, "Paula Newby Frazier, uh, Brock Fry, Heather
Yeah.
Peter, Mark Allen, Paul," and I go, "How do you?"
All the heavy hitters.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Do you realize who these people are?" And she's like, "Oh, they're friends of mine." I'm like, "These guys are friends of yours." So anyway, um, she was from Richmond, Virginia, and
Okay.
she managed a restaurant. And the owner of the restaurant, his name was Chris. Um, and maybe 96 or 97 or something, at one of the years, Mark Allen, and when Mark's going to do a Mondays with Matt with me,
Okay.
possibly next week, and I'm going to
Yeah.
ask him about this. Anyway, Mark had won a Kona and was somewhere on vacation post race. Chris was at the same place, and he was like in the bungalow next door, and they became friends. And Mark was like, "You should really get into triathlons. You should do this." And so Chris started racing triathlons. It was a whole different world back then. And Rock and all those guys, they created multisports.com. And it was coaching, event management, and this and this. So Chris was part of it. And then when they would have their camps or whatever they did, Kim, the girl that I met, so she was Chris's manager of the restaurant. So she would fly to the camp and she would be the admin. And
Okay.
so then when they had camps in Richmond, like she was just the admin. So she got to meet everybody and became friends. So then when and one of the other persons who lived in Richmond, Virginia in the 90s, he owned a shop called Inside Out Sports. His name was Keith Simmons. And so Keith owned Inside Out.
Dexter.
Yep. So he owned Inside Out Sports. And so, and then, so I don't know, a couple weeks later, she's like, "My friend Keith is having a party in San Diego. Do you want to go?" And I go, "Yeah." And so we went down to San Diego, and Keith's roommate was Mitch Thrower. Mitch owned Triathlete Magazine. Mitch started active.com. He now owns events.com. And so we all became friends. Keith was the North American distributor for Ironman wetsuits. And so Kim and I eventually broke up, and I remained friends with Keith and Mitch. And then Buf owned B&L Bikes in San Diego. And so this was, and then I got to meet Huddle and Rock. And then so every year when I go to Kona, Rock and I hang out, and we talk about like 20 years ago when we were, partying it up in San Diego. And so, yeah, that was how I got to meet, all of what are now the main race directors. I mean, Rock's like the number one guy.
Operation guy. Yeah. He's head operation guy almost. Yeah.
Kona and 70.3 Worlds. Huddle's the main race director for like Ironman Arizona and stuff like that. That's how I got to meet all those guys. Heather Fuhrer handles that. Yeah. Paula Newby Frazier. I mean, so that's when I got to meet all of them, was 2000. I'm like this little 23-year-old, starstruck kid who,
sure.
Is trying to race. And that was my background as to how I met them. Keith, and then, fast forward to 2003, Keith and I still remained friends. I was racing in his wetsuit. And then he's like, I took a bunch of blind athletes to go race the Malibu Triathlon. Keith's niece was blind, and he calls me on the phone. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing for wetsuits?" And I'm like, I don't know. We're just going to wear whatever. And he said, "I'll outfit your 5 blind athletes." He goes, "First, can my niece come race with you? She's losing her eyesight. She lives in Virginia. I said, that's great. He's like, if you let her race with you, I will give you and your 5 guides and your 5 blind athletes. I'll give you all an Xterra wetsuit. This is a new wetsuit company that I'm coming out with. All I need you to do is take some pictures and post them to your MySpace page.
MySpace, holy mackerel.
So that's what we did. We posted the pictures, and it was our sponsorship, and that's where my relationship with the guys at Xterra Wetsuits, and then we've all remained friends over the years. And then I used to do. I mean, there's some archive footage of old videos like Kona 2007, where Mitch Thrower and I were out on the course, and he did the whole race with a video camera. I mean, I'm talking a camcorder, not like a GoPro. He had a camcorder, man.
You got to make it happen, man. You got to make it happen.
It was awesome. We used to do some awesome things back then, and triathlon. You know, it really kind of brings people together in lots of different ways, and you know, happy to see your successes. I love that you're a Marine. I think that's I didn't know you were still active. Oh man, that's awesome. We currently have a fundraiser going on. We're raising money for Team RWB.
Okay. Yeah.
And donating 20% of the total revenue for some red, white, and blue kits. I really believe in our veterans and those active military, stuff like that. So thank you for your service.
Always, brother. I enjoy what I do.
Man, we need more guys like you. So now, are you training for a DECA, man? Did you tell me that?
Yeah, I'm training for Epic DECA May 1st, 2021. We were supposed to go this August. We were supposed to go in like a week or two, but obviously that ain't happening. So they shifted to May, and yeah, gonna do 10 Ironmans in 10 days on 6 different islands.
Okay, so you got 24 miles of swimming, right? 1,120 miles of biking. I don't think that's.
Why do we gotta say it like that? It just makes it so much worse.
Okay. 160 miles of running. I think that's the worst.
Yeah, that is. My body gonna get beat up on that.
Yeah, 24 miles of swimming. I'll take that all day long, man. Let's just go. So how is this one of those races that you get to choose the order which you do it in, or how does it work? And we have one of the guy who Jeremy, who wins a lot of races, Ultraman, Jeremy Howard. He's watching.
Jeremy, hey, what's up, bro? I know Jeremy.
Yep. So how tell us, man, walk us through an Epic DECA, man.
Man, how am I walking through something that I don't know about? I mean, I can tell you how I'm gonna do it, but it's some bigger, you know, it's endurance, ultra endurance triathlon, right? And so you're talking about 10 different races. The body is going to do things it doesn't normally do on like one Ironman or one training session, right? The nutritional needs are high. The weather is huge factor, and you got to take it one day at a time, man. Training is. I just can't wait till we can race, because training is worse than racing to me anyway. When I'm doing like 5 bricks in a row, you know, riding 80 miles and running 13 for 5 days straight, that those big bricks or big blocks of bricks or something else. But it ain't bad. It go, you know, it's all about strategy, man. Like, it ain't about going fast. Every person has their own strategy, because they have their own abilities, and they're going to have their own considerations. Their crew going to have to take care of. The crew will be following me around every day, right? Riding behind me. It's almost like Ultraman, when I did Ultraman Florida, right? 3-day event, you know, and you just have the crew doing their job, and all you do is swim, bike, run. I don't do nothing else. They make sure I eat, they do everything. And it just hopefully that everything works out. You know, these type of races are attempts. They are not like, it's the guarantee to finish. Right. And so I'll take every day, one day at a time. My goal is to finish, and unless I am physically not capable of it, right? And that's the scary part that most people close to me don't like because they know how I am. Like, I'm gonna probably pass out before I stop, right? It's gonna have to be something dramatically wrong with me for me not to keep going. And the goal is to knock the 10 out and knock out 10 Ironman and try to figure out what the hell I'll do after that.
Now, did you do Ultraman this year?
No, there was no Ultraman this. No, yes, it was.
Yeah,
there was. Yeah. No, that was. I was trying to. I know we moved Arizona. That's what I was thinking. Arizona was moved. I was there. I was crewing for one of my athletes and my coach, one of my coaches that worked at LPC, and I was crew chief. And I crewed this year. Last year I crewed for Jamie Harris. She was like #1 female. And then the year before that is the year I think I race or whatever. But I go every year to volunteer or to be on the crew or to do something, right? Just to be a part of the family. It's the Ohana. Like, I love the Ultraman family, like, through and through, man. And if I can be there every year, I will be there every year. And I see Jeremy there every year. You know, he had an athlete there this year, and she did great. Caroline Bloom, and she rocked it. You know what I mean? It's great bike splits and things like that. But it's just it's a different environment than Ironman. It's totally different. Yeah. It's a smaller race, a lot more family oriented because it's such, you know, we talk about, 50 participants if they all show up, but usually it's like 30 or 35 once you get to the start line. And you just make a lot of friends, man. It's something else. Training for that type of stuff it's not hard. It's just long, right? Long days.
Yeah. So I get to I train up here with Dee Dee, and
yeah, she rocked it this year. Yeah,
she rocked it. I really wanted to see how she would do in Ultraman Hawaii. But yeah, we swim a lot together, and because I get to train with those guys in the pool, and watching her train and get ready was pretty awesome. And then she came on. She did a Mondays with Matt before and talked about it, and she had no idea how she was going to do. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, she basically came out of the water 30 minutes ahead of
she was the
next athlete.
On top of the water.
Yeah. And I want to say, man, she got third overall. She had 2 guys beat her or something. She really rocked it. It's a whole different world of racing, for sure. Now, do you ever see yourself doing like Iron Cowboy type stuff, 50 in 50 days, or is 10 going to be like it?
No, it's always got to be something else, bro.
Yeah.
There's always got to be something else. I don't know, man. I like RAM, but RAM is expensive. So if I get the right team and the right sponsors together, I would like to do RAM, and I want to go fast. I want to push it, right? But that's a big race financially. So, but I would love to do Race Across America, and I don't know. I'm not the person that repeats stuff. I don't like doing races over and over and over again. Like once I've achieved something, I want to see what the next level is, and I want to keep peeling back the onion and see what I'm made of. Like who is the other person behind all the fears and some of the self-doubt that I live with, right? I always question who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then I just kind of like when I do the races, like, hey, this is who you are. This is who you are. And I constantly keep showing up and showing out. That's what I do. So, you know what I mean? So we'll see. I don't know. I don't even know what's big. It's just some crazy stuff, man. I looked at marathon swims, looked at climbing mountains. I need to be challenged to do something different, right? Because it ain't really about me. It's about setting the example that anything is possible. Almost, that Ironman slogan, like anything is possible. And sometimes, no, most of the time, you can get people that you can inspire just by your own actions. So I guess I kind of give selfly through my own races. And so I have the race with a purpose. It kind of brings a lot of anxiety to me because I want to show up and I want to be the best example for somebody that is like not sure if they're able to do something in their life, and they can see me and they can maybe think twice about quitting and push a little bit further ahead. Oh, here's the little one. She's peeking around the corner.
And this is one. You've got 4 daughters, correct?
Yes. Come here, Munchkin.
You got to be inspirational and lead by example for your 4 daughters. I've got one son and a daughter. Oh, hello.
He said hi.
This is not the 21-year-old, right?
No, she act like it. You say hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? What's your name?
Mariah Gabrielle Latimore.
Oh, nice to meet you. How is your day?
Good.
Yeah?
Can I finish now?
Do you like dogs?
Yes.
What kind of dogs do you like? What do you think of this guy? This is who is currently barking at everything.
He's a big doggy, huh?
Yeah, he is.
He's heavy, like you. He heavy like you.
And I want to tell you my home.
What you want to tell him?
I want to tell him about my dog.
He wants to tell you about her dog.
What kind of dog you got?
I got Jax, and he's shitting. That's why
He's shedding.
Shedding.
And that mommy's getting sick because of him.
Okay.
Shedding.
And she got rid of him.
Oh, she did?
Because he was shedding and allergies are bad in the house. So we had to get him. We had to send him to another family that's taking care of him. He's happy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I've got two of there we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, huh? He has two doggies.
He has this.
Yes, he has two. Right. Good job. All right, Daddy was gonna finish, okay?
And we have one dog.
Okay. I love you.
How old are you? Are you 4?
He said, how old are you?
3.
3?
And I'm getting for my birthday a mermaid.
You're getting a mermaid for your birthday?
Yes.
I
I mean, remember I did farm birthday and the horse is in my backyard.
Oh,
You just
wow.
started it.
Right over there.
Over there?
Yes, and the pool's over there.
Okay. Say bye. Can you say bye to Matt? Say bye to Matt.
Bye.
Say talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, we'll talk later. We'll talk on the celly.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Nice to meet you.
She said, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right. See you later. Go back with the prima.
So
Okay.
that's fantastic. You've got a 3-year-old. You have four daughters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my
You're
thing.
still active Marine Corps.
Yeah.
You're a coach.
Correct.
You run a coaching business.
Correct.
You are a motivational speaker.
Crushing the game. Yep.
And you are training for a Deca man.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty busy.
How is this what they teach you in the Marines? Because I'm sending all my kids into the Marines. I can barely figure out how to get in a 20-mile ride.
It's funny, man. Everybody asks that question, bro.
How do you do it? Tell me your secret.
Time management, persistence, hard work. The same thing you did to create base, right? That's the same thing, right? And it's what the greats are made of. I think, and we're, when people say things are not possible for me, I find the way to get it done. That's just how I do it, right? And people don't think I have a lot of time, but even before this call, I sat down there and watched Dr. Doolittle for 2 hours with my daughter and her cousin, right? This is what I do. And so you find time for things that are important to you. And so time management is a very, very big commodity because time is the biggest commodity, most precious commodity on this earth. So, I've had to find out how to use it, right? And I have a team. It ain't just me, right? I have people helping me, write my book, to control my social media. And Hulk and Iron Man do a lot of things to help me. Like it's a great community that I'm with. My athletes are my biggest supporters, right? And my family, obviously, right? And so I do it with a team, man. And I couldn't do the things I do without the people that are closest to me, for sure, brother.
Did I hear you say you're writing a book as well?
I wrote a book, actually. Yeah, it'll be out in fall, and I'm already working on the second one. I'm
Finn
big.
is going into the Marines. Ben's going to be a Marine, man.
Like time efficiency, man. But something happened.
I still got you.
But okay. But yeah, I'm writing a book, man, called Be an Amazing Coach. Remember I was talking to you about like really giving back to the community. So I want to help people that want to become coaches, inspire them to just take that leap, because it took me years to decide just to do it. Just like you and some people running businesses, they're scared that I want to own a business. I want to do this, or I want to give them back what people were giving me, encouraging words and inspiring words and a little bit of guidance. And so everything that I do on the coaching side is really about the athlete and the coach, the education and the relationships between the two, the athlete-coach relationship. So I spent a lot of time on that. The second book is about how to find a people's coach, basically, how to find a coach that is right for you, what to look for, how to look for it. Because like you hear a lot of people like, I don't know what to find in a coach, or even people with coaches, they don't know what their coach should be doing for them anyway, right? So I'm gonna write a book about that. And we're gonna keep writing books and educating people. I got 4 in the chute, one after another. I'm gonna keep pumping them out until I have no more, knowledge in here. But I read a lot. I just started another a group on Facebook called The People's Coach. You Are Enough, and I'm going to teach people what you just asked me. How do I get it done? How do I motivate people? How do I stay motivated? How do I process my own fears and my emotions and my time management and my time with my family and my finances? And I'm gonna give it back to the endurance community, my people. So if I continue to empower them, we're gonna be the endurance sports will be around for a long time and long enough for a base to be, huge, right? So your team be like 2,000-3,000 people one day.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. My wife Laura Lee is now watching with this, and so babe, I'm gonna have to play this back for you because Finn's going into the Marines. We're gonna have Finn's.
Well, hey, I like it.
Adele says she's putting her kids in the Marines as well. Man, that's really fantastic. So, man, this is so inspiring to me. You're able to still stay motivated. Through all this stuff, events being canceled, races being canceled. There's let's face it, there's lots of stuff going on, and man, every time I see your stuff, you're just so positive, and I've had my druthers and my down time, here and there. So it's exciting to see a breath of fresh air, for sure. So thank you.
Always, brother, always.
Thank you for that. So we've only got maybe 5 more minutes left or so. So give us a couple life nuggets of, what you'll, some inspirational type stuff that you give your coaches and your athletes and things like that. A couple takeaways that my team members, some of them are struggling right now, struggling with motivation, struggling with, I don't want to say mental health.
No, it probably is mental health.
It's just tough. It
probably is, for sure.
It's a lot of people find triathlon and training to overcome certain things. Lots of different reasons, and amongst our team, we have 1,100 athletes on our team, and so they will. Lots of different reasons why people get into the sport. And so when you take away that outlet, the racing, the biggest thing that I find from my team members around the country is we all miss the racing, but we miss seeing our friends. We miss the team dinners. We miss hugging each other at the expos. We miss being able to go on bike rides together. So that, we're having a team of virtual duathlon August 8th, just because we just need a little outlet. So how do we, what are some little life nuggets that some of my team members, can have as takeaways from you.
So
You're such a positive person.
well, that's a tall order because there's so many things, so many different people going through stuff, right? And the key is, right, like you've gotten through things before, right? We've gone through things before and we've come through it. And the problem, I think the problem with most of us is like we say, oh, we need these races, we need these races. No, we don't need these races. These are races, or like you said, these things are helping us get over or deal with or process things that are going on in our lives, right? So if you need the races, what you need to do during this time is find yourself, right? Because if you saying I don't have the motivation, I don't have the dedication to train, you're making excuses, right? Because just like you made a choice to race, you can make a choice to be healthy because you have family, friends, children that depend on you every day that want you to be healthy so you can be there at their graduations, at their bar mitzvahs, right? At their weddings, right? So you have to reach down real deep and probably think about the stuff that you've been avoiding before COVID and like deal with that. So you don't have to be bored during this time. You can take this time and really use it to find who you are. And if you become a stronger person, a stronger version of yourself than you were yesterday, there's nothing you can't accomplish, right? There's nothing you can't get through. And if we do that as a whole, it's like we get this big ball of energy and we're feeding off each other a positive feedback and positive intent that makes us better than we were any given time. And you're able to, and then what most people don't understand is like when you fix yourself, when you dig deep and you work on the spiritual, emotional, physical, thoughts, all these things, and you change it to a positive ball of energy, it's going to propel you on race day like no other. If you race with a purpose, there's nothing more dangerous. You can have million athletes out there that have the best genetics on the planet, but if you have that one athlete out there that is just good enough, but has the soul and power of a damn Greek god, he's gonna crush everybody, right? Because his intent, his purpose, his why is what fuels him. He's emotionally connected to who he is and why he exists on this planet. And if we can find that, right, that means taking time, stepping back, and stop saying you can't, because you can do anything. Say you won't if that's the case, right? You can do anything you choose to be, right? And never make excuses for why you don't do something. Take ownership, right? And then all you got to do is do 1% more than you did today, tomorrow, and do it over and over again. And it will compound over time. And next thing you'll know, you'll be doing things that you didn't think was possible. Don't focus on the future because it ain't even happy yet. Focus on how you handle today. And that's how you're going to get to tomorrow.
Wow. What's really fantastic, and I love how all this just comes back around full circle. Like I said, a couple Mondays ago, we had Chris Nikic on here, and Chris is our team member. He has Down syndrome, and that is his mantra every single day, is just be 1% better than you were yesterday. Don't try to be 100% better today than you were yesterday, because you're probably going to fail. It's just, but just be 1%. And that's the way that his dad, Nick, and his coach, Dan, who's a team member, and they all work with Chris like that on a daily basis, is just be 1% better. And so a lot of our team members, Chris had a plan of trying to get up to like 100 push-ups, and he's not going to go out and do 100 today, but in 100 days he wants to be at 100. So he did 1. The next day he did 2. The next day he did 3, and it's just really growing that 1%. And it's awesome that you're saying the same thing. I love hearing that. So
growth doesn't happen overnight, man. It takes time for growth, right? And we're in a society of right now, and right now is not going to make you the right person, right? The only way you can be the person that you want to be is actually do the things you've always done. And this is what I mean by that. At any given point in your life, you had to go through a process to learn to be better. right? And then that means just like a child, when they learn to walk, they're gonna fall, they're gonna get up, they're gonna cry, they're gonna fall, they're gonna reach out for you, right? You're gonna do the same thing in your life and in training. The key is to keep getting back up, and one day you'll be running Ironmans, Ultramans, and marathons, and you'll look back and say, man, it was hard, but I could do it, and I did it, right? And that's what's important, man. Every day is a different day, but you can make tomorrow great. You just got to choose to do it.
I love that little nugget. I got to stick with that. That's kind of what I was telling you before. Be amazing, believe, be the change, be loved, be young, be inspirational.
Be selfless. Yeah, be selfless, man.
Just
yeah.
Be yourself and be better today than you were yesterday. I love that. So let's wrap it up there. We're going to be 1% better today than we were yesterday. And thank you so much.
Always, brother. Anytime.
Man, this was awesome. I really appreciate all of it. We're hitting right at 60 minutes, so this is perfect. So, hey, thanks everybody for watching. We had a great group on the team page. I'm gonna go home and spend some time with Finn before I send him off to boot camp.
Let's do it.
I will tell you that, that last little nugget is when I graduated high school, I mean, I was a swimmer, and the only way I could afford college was to go on a swimming scholarship. But that is my one regret in life today, is I wish I had served for our country a little bit of time. So thank you for that. That's something that I wish I had done that. So thank you so much for your service. Thanks for coming on tonight, and I appreciate it. And I'm going to follow up with you later in the week.
Let's do it, brother. Let's do it. See you guys. Have a great night, everyone.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks, Morgan.
All right, brother.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.